Liquor Talk. We're back.
We
Yes,
back, baby.
season 7 of Liquor Talk starts now. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, this is your
We
man,
drinking
Big
proper
Fred,
today.
and Liquor
We
Talk.
drinking
We
proper.
are back in this motherfucker. We're back, fellas. And we're kicking off with the men's round once again, man. How y'all doing, man?
You know,
I'm trying to stay as high as Caitlin Clark jump shot.
There you go.
We
you
gonna
gonna say that
ready.
after she embarrassed Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, and the Chicago Sky the other night and blasted on them for 30 points and like 11 assists.
The crazy part about this is like there was a one OG, the famous Jiggy Fresh, who said, "Ain't quote, Caitlin Clark is gonna have a bad rookie year," and I was with you. I was with you on that.
Hey, you know what? She's the number 1 overall pick. She better make me wrong. She's the number 1 overall pick. So, hey, I give her props. Not hating. She fried them like they in a country cookout in Houston, Texas. She fried the sky, made it become a thunderstorm over there. So she did her thing, and she's been doing her thing, and they trying to make a space, you know what I'm saying, for the Fever to get into the playoffs. The playoffs?
Playoffs. You
They're
kidding
trying to
me?
get them in the
Playoffs.
playoffs.
Yes, of course, we kick off the new season talking about the WNBA and goddamn Caitlin Clark. Hey, our original was like Angel Reese is going to get the rookie of the year, but I'm like, goddamn, Caitlin done came up like a thief in the night and took that shit from her, though. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just a preview of the sports round we're going to be delivering on Instagram Live weekly. Me and Mr. New Orleans Finest going to be talking sports weekly on Instagram Live. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Look and Talk Podcast for more sports round episodes. And also we got spotlight rounds. We're gonna talk to business owners. We're gonna be talking to artists. If you know those people, tell them bring their asses here. I want to talk to them. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for your support. Whether it's your first episode or your 100th episode of supporting Liquor Talk. If you don't know, Liquor Talk is the place where grown folks come to have grown folks talk. You at the grown folks table, ladies and gentlemen. You know we all grown up. Your mama always told you, throw off grown folks. Well, guess what? We the goddamn grown folks. And grown folks have conversations with liquor. So that's why we here. And we're kicking off with the fellas this month. Kicking off once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. Fellas, it's been a long time. How y'all been doing?
You know what I'm saying? On my side, I'm blessed and highly favored. I've never worked so hard, but also the rewards for the working hard have never been so gratifying. I know it's been a while since we've been on the men's only round, so who better to do it with than NO and my man V Jones? I am ready to mash. We have a lot of stuff to get into, I heard.
V. Jones.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We got a lot of things to mash up on. NO, how you doing, my brother?
The outside card troubles, man. I'm staying afloat, keeping myself as high as a Caitlin Clark jump shot. You know how I get down, so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We all trying to stay as high as that Caitlin Clark jump shot. She balling, trying to look like Steph Curry out here, but there's only one Steph Curry. Also, shout out to Team USA on bringing home the gold medal in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So, actually, fellas, that's a good icebreaker. LA 2028 ain't too far away from now. You know what I'm saying? So, if you had to train, what sport do you think you could train for and bring home the gold medal in Los Angeles in 2028?
So definitely ping pong. You know what I'm saying? I got a mean backhand on the table. If they got an Olympic team for bowling, listen, I can get that Transformer shoulders put in by Jax from Mortal Kombat, and it's on and popping, baby.
My man said he gonna get that bionic arm, you heard me?
My dog said he gonna get that bionic arm.
Yeah, boy.
Word to Megatron.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, what you gonna do? Try to get that gold medal because they got about 200 or 300 something events.
I mean, it's over 300 something events. If I had to pick some sports I know I can probably win gold in, more than likely, I'm pretty sure you're in basketball, flag football. And based on what I seen at the performance with the breakdancing competition, I know I gotta at least get gold because that was some of the biggest bunch of malarkey I ever seen in my life, boy.
Man, I really feel like they did not consult anybody black about that damn thing, man. I really don't. I didn't see one black person in that damn competition.
You couldn't find Les Twins?
Right, you couldn't find somebody in Harlem or in.
You couldn't find Savion Glover? Like, he a tap dancer, and I'm pretty sure he would have done better than the Australian chick who did a whole bunch of flabbergasted foolishness on that goddamn stage, boy. Like, I ain't never seen nobody.
What the hell is you doing?
Hey, I couldn't find out when I did the background research on that lady. She actually colluded to exclude people of color to shame folks for breakdancing and got to the Olympics that way. So, you know what I'm saying? It just goes to show, you know, how racism is really global. Discrimination is really global. They don't even take us serious. Now, obviously, breakdancing is now a global phenomenon, but without African Americans, breakdancing sure enough wouldn't exist. But you couldn't tell other folks that from other countries that are acting, you know, with prejudice and ignorance. And quite honestly, you know, she could take a hike. And I hope she strains something in the process of trying to be disrespectful to our culture. So bump you.
Yes, barbecue chicken for real. What I heard was sorry, no, but what I heard was they're not bringing that back for in 2028. I'm like, thank God, you know what I'm saying?
That was just flat out disrespectful. That was like, I've seen niggas in New York do breakdancing for free, and you telling me this is the best I can come up with internationally?
Again, it was meant to be a disrespect. It was meant to be a diss at the culture. So you got to understand that the lady who did it, her husband was a judge. They created a breakdancing group, then rejected all the people of color applicants so she could represent Australia as a breakdancer, but it was never supposed to be a serious thing. It was always supposed to be intended disrespect aimed at us. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? When we're going to these events and people are representing the USA, a lot of prominent African Americans, and you know, quite honestly, our own people don't like us, and they don't like us either in some cases.
Yeah, it's fucked up that it's 2024 and we still gotta deal with that fucked up racism. The one event I can see myself doing is the air rifle competition. I'm like, because you know they have guns and stuff. I'm like, y'all could, and then I'll see all these damn shootings and stuff. NRA, y'all couldn't get somebody out here to bring back the gold USA. Y'all really let China take it, or Britain, or one of them, whatever them damn countries was. You know, so I know USA didn't win gold, but they were busting them shots and stuff. I'm like, all these people out here shooting up each other, got the Glocks and shooting up each other. Why can't we take our asses over there to the Olympics and try to win the gold medal that way?
You telling me you couldn't find no drill rapper to be a part of that Olympic competition?
Yeah, get their asses a damn rifle. Tell them, fire the thing and shoot. I guarantee you, them damn drill rappers and stuff, them guys singing about the murders and stuff, I guarantee them, a lot of them probably come back with a gold medal.
You telling me NBA young boy couldn't be up with that? The more he talking about killing niggas?
You might as well throw Yo Gotti up there as a coach.
Man, that big ass head boy.
I was gonna say you throw Jay-Z up there as a coach, or him or Jay-Z, one of them two as coaches.
But you give Jay-Z no ideas. You already be putting hit on people, and we'll be knowing about it.
Damn, already, Godfrey, goddamn.
You couldn't find none of little boosted people. You couldn't find none of Chief Keef people. We let people from Great Britain. One dude had a hand in his pocket, was shooting with ease, with clear-cut accuracy.
Hold on, I heard there was the dude from Turkey that was a hitman, and I'm like, how did Turkey got these goddamn hitmen, and America can't find one of these damn drill rappers and stuff? You couldn't get somebody from the mafia? God damn, America, come on now.
I know they got mobsters in Massachusetts or in like Connecticut or something like.
Well, I know they got a somewhere. Well, bring their ass because the Olympics is coming to Los Angeles in 2028. LA traffic is gonna be a fucking nightmare. For those of you, if you ever visit Los Angeles or if you live in Los Angeles, you know how bad that goddamn traffic is.
And the thing about it is, I want us to be there to be live broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? From a good spot. We get a media pass. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to all the soccer games. I want to go to the men's soccer games. I want to go to the women's soccer games. I want to see what's happening because it's bound to be lit, especially the women's national U.S. women's national team. I heard by 2028, we already did really good this year. I heard 2028 is supposed to be at peak horizon for several of the stars, supposed to be at the top of their game. I cannot wait for that, as well as get some, you know what I'm saying, autographs from, you know what I'm saying, Steph Curry. Bron, will he still be playing at that time? Is it possible? Bron got 4 more years in him. Maybe one of his sons will be there with him by that time. We just don't know. Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. From what I heard, LeBron, if LeBron is still playing, I think USA basketball, I'm like, he got to pass the torch to somebody. Somebody got to step up. Somebody got to step. One of these young guns, either Tatum or and somebody got to step up and take it. Let Bron retire in peace, goddammit.
LeBron ain't want to retire. Go ahead, Godfrey.
I was actually going to say, to piggyback both of y'all parents, like LeBron retiring to me, and this is me, LeBron retiring after this upcoming season, and I believe Steph is going to retire the year after LeBron. That's my personal opinion. But if we talking like the 2028 men's basketball team, I don't really see us at this particular moment in time because the competition expanded. I was going to be saying SGA, but SGA played for Canada. Them boys finna be nice. Australia, you saw France. France out of Victor Wembanyama, you give him 4 years? He already a human cheat code. Like, bro, you 20 years old, you a human cheat code already.
Hey, and you know the crazy part about that is, Victor, that's his first year, and he was dicing dudes up from the back court, bro. So you can't tell me he got a post game, he could shoot from the outside, dribble like a point guard. If he happens to be able to put on some muscle without stressing out his ankle and his feet and able to maintain his health throughout a season, and San Antonio, it might be time for Coach Pops to hang it up. They get him some talent, or they trade for one of the current superstars. Look out, San Antonio might be back.
Oh, yeah, they coming back. Let me tell you something right now. Since we talking basketball, you already know I'm from New Orleans. I still don't rock with Zion, but let me tell you something. Be on the lookout for Orlando. Be on the lookout for Orlando in the next 2 years. They're gonna be eating. That young roster, they finna come together and start eating.
We'll see about that. You know what I'm saying? We will definitely see about that. See about if Orlando is gonna do something, because I honestly lost faith in Orlando years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you let Shaq go. You had Shaq and Dwight Howard. You couldn't win a title with either one of them. So Orlando, I kind of lost faith in them. Maybe their ownership didn't change. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's here nor there. But in LA 2028, we definitely gonna try to get there. We definitely gonna try to be there. Yes. We're gonna definitely try to be in the house.
We taking shots with the women's soccer team. We're doing it.
Yes.
We taking shots. We getting Juggy Fresh a shot with Megan Rapinoe.
She might be retired by then. Or hey, we might go see the what's up, Juggy? What's up? Juggy calling timeout.
We couldn't find me a
autograph. I want one autograph, and that's from Trinity Rodman. That's the only autograph I want.
Respect.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Bet.
Go ahead, Vic. Go ahead.
Bet. Hey, you know what? We're going to get you that autograph. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the men's round. We're kicking off. This is how we're kicking off season 7 of Liquor Talk. Man, if you would have told me that we would be at 300-something episodes, man, I'm still shocked by that. But anyway, also another thing, your boy will be on a panel the art of storytelling at the Afros and Audios in Baltimore. So I hope y'all need to be joining me. Beat me there. Y'all need to be in Baltimore with me as we bring the Liquor Talk experience to Baltimore with other Black creatives, Afros and Audios. This is y'all free promo, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So, and we're gonna be on the first day, ladies and gentlemen. So, get your tickets. It's going down in Baltimore, third weekend of October.
Let them know one more time. Where is it at? Afros and what? Let them know again.
Afros and Audio in Baltimore, Maryland. I will definitely send you the info and stuff. And you'll see me posting it too as well, because I'm about to be posting and sharing it everywhere.
That's what's up. I got some people in Baltimore. I'm gonna send them out your way.
Bet. Yes, Afros and Audio, Baltimore, Maryland. You got it. That's correct. That's where we're gonna be at. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all need to be there because there's a lot of black networking. It's great, man. Hopefully y'all join me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I done told Juggy about it, but
if it's possible for me to make it, our show will be there. I'm gonna do my best to make it. I'm gonna do my doggonest because we got to network and get to the top and see all the content creators and our peers. So I'm definitely excited for Vic, and hopefully I'll be able to go as well. So looking forward to it.
Keep you posted on the dates.
Yes, I definitely will. Definitely keep everybody posted. Y'all need to beat me there. Just join me there, and we're gonna be out here networking, represent our platforms, and you never know who you may meet because I know half of the guests are in season 5. I met them at Afros and Audio and stuff. So a lot of guests from season 5 they came through. I met them right there at Afros and Audio. So all right, now Juggy, I'm about to go up your alley because we've been discussing something else that been bugging us for months, which is voting. Like these damn politicians, all this shit on TikTok we be seeing all the time. Juggy, I'm about to turn you loose because I know you've been foaming at the mouth, ready to check some of these people, though, because it's been bugging you, it's been stressing you out. Get it out, dog. You gotta talk about the importance of voting.
First of all, Vic, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. I have some important information to share with everyone. Listen, the lowest percentage of voters in the state of Florida and nationally is Black men. I'm gonna say that again. The lowest concentration of voters across the country and in the state of Florida is Black men. I think the state of Florida is something like 7%.
Yeesh. Shit.
7% of regular Black men vote. Now, I want to explain something to y'all. And you all can look up my show. Y'all have seen me before. Book of Clarity is all about how politics affects and really runs your everyday life. You pay sales tax every day. That's the government. When you're born, you get a birth certificate. That's the government. You want to drive, you got to get insurance mandated by the government. You want a driver's license, is mandated by the government. Everything you do, every business you start, you want to do a nonprofit, guess what? Uncle Sam gonna want his cut. And when it comes to voting, we are at a maximum. There are 2 candidates at play. One of them is qualified for president. One of them has a Juris Doctorate, and the other one is literally the personification of human evil. One of them is a adjudicated rapist. One of them is a 34 convicted felon for fraud. One of them has 7 effing bankruptcies. One of them has said many disparaging Black remarks about African Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans, disabled Americans. There's really only one clear-cut choice. Now, I want to say something. In the state of Texas, it's reported today that the lieutenant governor, I think it's his last name is Paxson. He's purged the voting rolls. Hundreds of thousands of African Americans have been purged from the voting rolls illegally in the state of Texas. But because MAGA extremists and MAGA, Make America Great Again, when was it ever great? who is a great for? Critical thinking. Voting is the linchpin. Now, let me tell y'all something right now. I'm putting together a show where I'm going to go over all the people that are running for office in the state of Florida. If you do not vote in this election, in this presidential election, there's a strong possibility you may never get an opportunity to vote again. See, we've been lulled to sleep by disinformation, election deniers in the media, in elected offices, and even billionaires, like Elon Musk, for example, who have spread disinformation and are racist.
Hell yeah, and them damn Teslas be breaking down and shit. But continue.
This man sat here and called Don Lemon to his face unqualified. Don Lemon, the person who's been on CNN, a celebrated journalist, to his face. Listen, people, let me give you an idea of what it means. You want to have access to grocery stores, clothing options. You want your neighborhood to look cleaner. You want the air in your neighborhood to be cooler, because in largely black neighborhoods, it's 7 degrees hotter than in white neighborhoods. You want to take all the industrial plants out of black neighborhoods. You want us to have decent schools where they actually teach black history and it's not banned by our state governor. You want the police to stop shooting and killing you dead in the street. Legalize murder sponsored by the state, sponsored by your tax dollars. You don't like the genocide that's happening in other countries with the money that we pay. You don't like that? Guess what your ass got to get out there and fucking do? Go register to vote. Look up each of the persons. You got Roland Martin. You got ProPublica. You have journalists out here putting their lives on the line. They are killing journalists who are telling the truth to let y'all know that this is not a game. You want to go back to the pre-civil rights era? Well, you can't even do a lawsuit where they can say no niggas allowed on the front door. All of that is on the ballot this year. It's not about the rappers. It's not about that weed you smoking killing your mind. It's not about smashing holes, going to the strip club, going to concerts. All those things are well and good, but there's a time when we got to be serious. Do you know why they keep purging the votes of black people? It's because we're so powerful. This country doesn't exist without hundreds of years of our free labor.
Yes, sir.
We invented the street lights. We gave our bodies for medicine against our will. They put syphilis in us to create vaccines. They're killing us dead in the streets. You know why? Because when we unify, we're unstoppable. Now, this is the last chance. This is the last chance that y'all gonna get. Well, they're not speaking to black men issues.
They were never going to.
They actually are, but if you don't pay attention to what's going on and you're not going to the city commissioner meetings where they're deciding what businesses to or not to put in your neighborhood or poisoning your neighborhood, you're not going to the city council meetings. You don't know who the district attorney is. You don't know who your state representative is. You don't know who the state senator is. You don't know who sits on the environmental commission. They are trying to kill you. And I will talk more in detail on my show, Book of Clarity. They are trying to eliminate us like a group of people is being eliminated in the Middle East right now. They're building cop cities in black neighborhoods all across Florida. I just saw it last night. In the middle of the hood, they put a huge police complex. They not doing that shit in Clearwater where Tom Brady and them live at. They doing that shit in your neighborhood, bro.
That's damn true. That's so damn sure true.
Y'all can actually do something about it. But if you don't educate yourself and actually put forth an effort to vote and put these people feet to the fire, man, hold them accountable. They work for us. Despite what you see on TV, they work for us. They're supposed to look out for our best interest. And we've allowed them to do this for too long. Our ancestors got their private parts bitten off for the right to vote. Take your ass to the poll. I'm sick of y'all niggas, man. You want to change shit? It's right there. It's right here in front of you. You decide not to vote, they're going to make sure that the law, the judges are pent against you. Last chance, black men. This is an APB all points bulletin to every black man that listens to this podcast. Last chance, fellas. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. Don't vote and see what happens. You don't have to believe me. There's evidence on Threads. There are journalists, media personalities, some elected officials who are morally sound, who are trying to tell y'all something. You know the shitty schools that we talk about all the time? You know that's not by accident, right? You know where they put one paragraph about slavery, calling it a peculiar institution, written by people who support having the Confederacy back in America? It's not by accident.
Let me add on to your point, Yerman. They also, DeSantis, that idiot DeSantis, you remember he passed that law? Slaves were indentured servants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, there's actually a law that they're trying to pass in the Florida State Legislature right now where you can call people the N-word and fire them for being black. I bet you ain't heard nothing about it.
Of course you ain't.
This governor is such a coward. He's passing bills 3:00 in the morning. They put the state capitol in Tallahassee for a reason. Take your ass up there and don't leave until they let you talk to your elected officials.
Listen,
if the state capitol was in Orlando or Jacksonville, it'd be a much, much different story. But they hide up there where you can't see all the dirt that they doing. I'm telling y'all, thank you, Vic. I'm so sorry for taking up so much time. But I'm telling y'all right now, you can go to my page right now, TikTok and YouTube. Last chance. Vic, am I lying?
You're not lying. Listen, you need to go to his page and go support it because he's been talking about that. And also, he's definitely right about Tallahassee. I went to school in Tallahassee. Man, there have been so many times we had lock-ins to talk to the elected officials. And a lot of people, they say the same thing. It's like, if we get our asses out there and vote, we wouldn't have to be doing all this. So take your asses to the poll. You know, heard this man's speech, you know what I'm saying, on the season premiere. You know, heard it here. You need to take your behinds out there and vote. Black men, black women, we got to come together, and we need to be out here voting. Make your goddamn voices heard because shit is getting real, especially if them damn Republicans get in office and Project 2025 comes to light. Oh, my goodness. If y'all hadn't Googled Project 2025, Lord have mercy.
And let me pick it back on both of y'all perms. Me and Juggy, we had conversations behind the scenes. I told him off the bat initially. So we're giving a quick timeline. When Biden was still being considered for next year's election, I told Juggy straight up, I'd rather vote independent. So me and Juggy behind the scenes, he had to convince me like, yo, if you try to vote independent, that's a vote for Trump. He knows where we stand. I'm not a politician type of person. I'm not a politics type of person. I'm a person who values common sense, and I follow patterns of behavior. I've seen what's been going on. I'm not really a fan of Kamala Harris. I'm not a fan of Trump. But if I had to pick one or the other, I don't give a fuck what a nigga like Charleston White said. I don't give a fuck what a nigga like Dr. Umar said. I'm going with Kamala Harris. Because if you follow the patterns, she's supposed to be the change that's supposed to be representing this country. It's already been set up in play. It's like I'm a casual wrestling guy. I know the predetermined incidents. I know the heels. I know the faces. That's what we're looking at this moment in time. This was going on ever since like when Obama got in office and he went up against John McCain. We're looking at this right in our faces. Trump literally, here's the crazy part about it. I value 1,000% what Juggy had to say because everything he said in context is what needed to be said. What I have a problem with certain black people when it comes to not voting is you don't like the people that's in office, but you have the opportunity to go up and get your verses heard, but you don't want to do it because it doesn't prioritize your time. Because it didn't prioritize your time, I told homies off the bat, even me and my big brother, you know what I mean? His birthday was on the day of Hurricane Katrina, so happy birthday, big bro, you know what I mean, if you're hearing this. I tell him on the bat, I vote because I had grandparents and great-grandparents who didn't vote back in the day. I choose to vote. Most of these dudes don't vote because you didn't trust the people that's in office. You do know you can vote a new member of Senate. You can vote a new member of House. You can vote a new member of Congress. You don't want to do it because you see no change. No, bro, you ain't acting on change. So if you get your ass out there and vote, and get your verses heard, take your ass to a city council meeting, we can fix these problems. But because it's not prioritizing our time, now we have this problem, this ongoing issue where you got these old heads who feel justified in saying, you know what? You ain't finna vote anyway. I'm finna put Alabama, in a state like Alabama, they actually limited the black votes to 70%. Now, explain to me how the fuck is that possible where 70% of the votes can be the maximum for black people? But yet Alabama's the only state that got the most HBCUs.
Yep. Make sense.
If they scared, I want to just say this because the election is coming up big, really quick. If a significant amount of African Americans, specific African American women vote in droves, they change elections. They're out here. Now, us as black men should be protecting them and should be covering them so they're not constantly exposed, a la Kamala Harris running for president. Why? Because us as black men, we haven't forced them to listen to us. We've had white men running shit since the beginning. Clearly, they can't do a good job.
Remember what you said, who they did it off the backs of.
They did it off the backs of. And let me tell y'all something else. Let me tell you something else. It is becoming legal to discriminate. The Supreme Court is in the process of dismantling all of the civil rights laws that passed in the 60s. So for those of you who aren't politically inclined, let me explain to you what that means. Let's say a police officer throws you against the pavements, fractures your jawbone, and knocks your teeth out. You go to lawsuit, and the judge is a MAGA conservative. The DA is a MAGA conservative.
The jurors.
But guess what? They throw your case out. You appeal. The appellate court, MAGA judges. You know what all those positions are? Those are elected positions. You know who the fuck don't vote? Black people who are adversely affected by not voting. Your vote is your voice. Now, it's step one because you also have to get in and stay in these people faces, stay on them like white on rice. When I'm on threads and people are running, I say, listen, if we vote for you and you switch up and you get in office, I'm gonna bust your head wide open on social media. And I told them that.
Should.
I messaged them directly. I'm not scared of these fools. You know why? That's my dollars. My hard-earned money, working overnight. How many of us work to the bone for these people? They're using your tax money to start wars and murder groups of people.
Hold on. Let me add on to your point, Jiggy Fresh. Let me add on to your point. I just had a conversation with somebody. I remember we had this in one of the Liquor Talk episodes. We were talking about how America is like $34 trillion in debt, but yet they got $200 million in military aid for Ukraine. Bitch, that's not our fight. You can't even take care of the hoods in Orlando. You can't take care of the hoods in New Orleans. Why would you send $200 million in Ukraine?
Because they give a damn more about those people in Ukraine, and also they want to get those people over Ukraine. Do you know in some cities that they are actually having Ukraine immigrants coming over here? You know what I'm saying? And they taking the black dollar out of the black community and giving it to these motherfuckers. I'm like, are you serious?
Let me add on why they doing that. And because I learned this in business, that's why I wrote my book, America the Beautiful Corporation. They're outsourcing them and bringing them here. Why you think there's a lot of aliens, a lot of illegal immigrants here? Because all the rich folks know for a fact, okay, motherfucker, you asking for too much. Oh, you want 15 an hour? All right, I got a guy who want to do something for 10. He'll bring him and his whole family. 3-bedroom house. All right, we got you some for 1,000, 1,100. I'll do some work for you. Take my little property.
And guess what?
Go ahead.
To add to Godfrey's point, you know what rich people do? They have a special position called a lobbyist that stay in the offices of all these elected officials to make sure the laws pass for them. You know what black people did? We have allowed them to try to push us out. I'm going to say it again in case you don't understand. They want you to die.
They damn sure do.
Why else do you see us? We're adversely affected by high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, prostate cancer. You know why? Because they don't give a fuck about you, and they don't care if you die. You're expendable. They can bring in people who don't have rights, who don't know the system. We know the system. We know how it works. We do everything for them, but we don't get our piece of the pie. But I refuse to go out like that. And I'm telling y'all, voting locally, not just for the president every 4 years. That's just a figurehead. The people that really got power in the courts, law enforcement, and your local elected officials. I'm telling y'all right now, you don't vote this year, okay? When you see the KKK roll up and you can't do nothing about it, I don't want to hear nothing. Don't DM me.
Yeah, I already got Venezuelan gangs in Colorado, so.
They got them swimming in all the parts of the rural parts of the countries. The rural parts of the countries, the places where you ain't gonna see no black people, all them motherfuckers are just roaming and stuff. So
it's the part so crazy. Let me add on to your part with this. It's so crazy that these same old heads feel the entitlement to be racist towards us, but yet when they get caught, when they like get backed into a water, or how we said in New Orleans, when they get caught in that water, who they call? Who else to fix their problem? It's always been that way because we as black people keep enabling a behavior. We need to stop as a whole, stop endorsing. Like we got our own problems as it is, but like no, bro, there's a whole lot of problems. There's a whole lot of cycles that got to be broken. But the harsh reality is we can't save everybody. You only can save one at a time. The problem is, to add on the Juggy's part, at some point in time, like you gotta wake the fuck up and realize, like these dudes are literally taking your rights from you and trying to do it by law. That's already a violation of the First Amendment in the Constitution that they signed off on over 200 years ago. So to tell me you're gonna take my rights from me, you're gonna tell me you're gonna limit the black votes, you're gonna tell me that slaves are indentured servants when I got documents proving that y'all were beating our ancestors' ass. You're gonna put that at law. Who's enabling the behavior? It's like I said, America has turned into a toxic relationship because you got a bunch of broken people with deep pockets. trying to dictate our lives.
Trying to dictate our lives, and they're trying to maintain what their ancestors started. They just can't accept the fact that us black people we're starting to rebel and we're starting to run this shit. You know what I'm saying? They can't accept the fact. So I hope y'all understand that on this episode, if you need to be out here voting, you need to be making this shit happen. You need to be holding the feet to the fire of all your elected officials, because that's the only way shit gonna change. Or we're gonna be right back here. And this is gonna be the definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If you're not out here voting, ladies and gentlemen, so y'all need to be out here, tearing the streets up, fucking up the game. Let's making this shit happen. Juggy, well said, well stated. Y'all, I need some more episodes from you stating these points. I know they coming, you know what I'm saying? I know your situation. I'm in the same situation too. So hey, we're gonna make it happen though. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. Sponsors, if you want to sponsor this podcast, holla at your boy. I'm manifesting, y'all. Somebody gonna sponsor this podcast, and I'm gonna get y'all some bottles, by the way. So
I'll use my book and sponsor y'all boys. Let's do it, shit.
Hey, but on a lighter note, I know y'all saw that interview with Cam Newton, right? Listen, this is another issue I have with us brothers. Why do so many men who don't have the money like Cam Newton and all these other men, why do they just not protect their seed? Like, what the fuck?
I'll let Juggy go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, bro. Lord, okay. Cam Newton has an ego problem. This is the same man that impregnated multiple strippers, right? And so I don't know him personally, and I don't know his family life, but he's created a broken home. I think he has 8 kids, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And so it's not about the money. Money is very important to raising children. Nobody's inferring that. But having a nuclear family, a structure, is one of the most impactful things in any person's life. And Cam, in his ignorance, his willful ignorance, and in his pride, thinks that just because he happens to be a good father, I'm going to presume he's a good dad, because I like to be an optimist. I'm presuming he's a good dad, but you create a whole bunch of broken homes. See, here's the thing. Our seed is important. A man without control of his own seed is a man is like a city that doesn't have walls, like it says in the Bible. We have to realize that as black men, we have the strongest seed. It is what it is. I'm not trying to disparage any other group of people, but your seed is valuable, and so they pick men in high value places and allow them to do this because it works for them in their benefit, because we're damaging our own community every time that we do this. And when those kids get older in the age of social media, oh, my mom was a stripper, Dad, you raw dogged the stripper, and now she's my mom, and you didn't marry her, you never had any intentions on marrying her, so what exactly are you doing? We look at Future, you look at Nick Cannon. Those are popular mainstream examples of men who are detrimental to the black community. Absolutely detrimental. Because when you don't have a nuclear family, those kids are missing out on being properly groomed, properly raised, being shown home economics, being shown how to be a manager, learning how to control their emotions, learning how to navigate with law enforcement, learning how to navigate in professional spaces, learning how to talk to, how to treat, and how to interact with women as persons, not sexual objects.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff is missed. You can't tell me as much money as Cam Newton and Nick Cannon have that they're able to spend all the right time with their kids, because I have friends who have nuclear families and they spend all their time with those 1 and 2 kids. And it takes all of their time. It's not about the money. They need you to be disciplined with your seed. Why do you think white women flock to black athletes?
Mm-hmm.
Now they like black dick. I mean, that's that's been going on without.
Of course, that's the rule. Of course, but
I had to give Joker believe that long.
You think they would black those that? Do you think those black men if they were just on the street like you and I? They smart. We gotta be smart too. And I'm not saying every black man is with a white woman, that's an athlete. Obviously, that's not the case. But look at the disproportionality. It's by design. Godfrey, go ahead.
I was gonna let V. Jones. That's what I'm calling for now on V. Jones.
All right, bet. I definitely agree with everything Juggy just said there, and also we got to protect our seed because there's a reason. It ain't just the white women. Do you know there are countries out here that are saying, like, Japan, they're telling black men, we'll give you $70,000 to bring your ass over here. Y'all know why, right? Y'all should already know why. They lost money for us. So we really need to be out here doing a better job protecting our seed, especially if you ain't got the financial means or the time it takes to, to take care of all them damn kids, because it's ridiculous. Because I've heard stories of men having 20 and 30 kids. Like, how the fuck you got all that damn time? Like, what the hell are you doing?
I agree.
It's sad. And ladies, I gotta hold y'all accountable here too. You know what I'm saying? If you know this man's the deadbeat, why do you want to have a baby with him? Like, you see, he's not being an effective father. So what makes you think, oh, let me get knocked up and I'm gonna change him? No, I need y'all to think smarter. You know what I'm saying? Because at a certain time, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know what I'm saying? So if you think you're gonna be the woman to change him, ma'am, I need you to have a seat. Stop ignoring them DMs of quality men that will actually do right by you. So
look at what is it, Joey Travis? Look at Kim Kardashian. You look at Brittany Renner. You look at Drea Michelle. What do they all have in common? They are in business. Your seed is a business. When you go to fertility clinics, it's a business. It costs almost $100,000, if not more, to get that stuff going. Your seed is so valuable. Black men, your seed is valuable. Do not waste it.
Fellas, we have got
there
to
are women. I think J. Cole actually talked about this in one of his songs where they take the condoms and they save it and they fill it up.
Turkey basted.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, my aunt told me about that too. I remember my aunt told me about, oh, you better be careful of these women. They might take the turkey based as well. I'm like, I remember she told me that my senior year of high school. I'm like, thank God she told me that, because I'm like, shit, these women are that damn grimy. Because I even heard a case of the maid, right? There's this maid. She messed around with a rich guy, and she kept the condom, used the turkey baster, got pregnant, sued the man, and won. What the fuck? So yeah, we need to protect our seed. This shit it's crazy out here.
Ooh, boy. Godfrey, I'm gonna hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, Godfrey, you awful quiet over there.
I just want to hear y'all talk, because what I gotta say, I'm finna bring it home. Y'all got me on first and second. Y'all on first and second. I'm gonna bring y'all home. So,
all right.
Why there's a bunch of dudes who have a lot of kids and buku baby mamas. Let's get the first part out of the way. Black men aren't creating the broken home. We're contributing to it. So accountability is a two-way street, like y'all both said. That's the first problem. The people the junkie talk about: Future, Cam Newton, Nick Cannon. All three of them got buku kids with different mothers. I'm pretty sure if you would have a conversation with all of them, one of them probably never had swagger like they do now. They probably got rich and they greatest thing since sliced bread. They probably was frowned upon. They probably wasn't taken seriously. They probably had some insecurities. Was like they couldn't bag these women when they was in middle school or in high school. Now they in a better financial stratosphere, or they in the mainstream limelight. This is making up for lost time. Now they got this chick, that chick, this chick I bag. I got a model chick. I got a video fiction. I got a chick who runs her own little real estate business, you know what I mean? I bagged all though. So these dudes' minds, it's like bragging rights to them, but you're not realizing, like, bro, you trying to accommodate a situation that don't need to be accommodated. You basically bagging these women on the basis of, if I can't have her, nobody else can have her. So I'm gonna get that chick pregnant. So I'm gonna make her look like a red flag to everybody. And we know how some dudes are. There's some dudes out here that will literally get a chick pregnant. And when there's a dude that wants to give her a chance to see the value in her, that dude go come in because that man sees her as a territory. He don't see him as his child's mother. He don't see him as a future wife. That's a territory. Until he finds something that can replace her. Nowadays, we're in a situation where there are women who are just as grimy as dudes, like we talk about with a turkey baster. There are some women out here that know. There's symposiums where these young athletes, including Jalen Green, that tell you, hey, there's some chicks out here that's going to be older than you. They're going to look fine as fuck. They're going to think they're attracted to you. No, they want your money. And these dudes still don't have the discipline or have no form of common courtesy and say, yo, I'm going to back away from this chick because I know ain't nothing good coming out of this. Now, you know Jalen Suggs. He impregnated Drea Michelle. Drea Michelle's son's the same age as Jalen Green. Now, what's going to happen if she decides to break it off with him?
He's screwed. Kind of how Brittany Renner got PJ Washington, which is why I really hate the NBA for trying to get rid of all the veterans and get rid of all the OGs. You need them OGs to be around and tell you, hey, young fella, listen, don't go around them women. Y'all need to be listening to your OGs, young fellas. Any young fellas listening to this, y'all need to be listening to your OGs and your old heads because they be looking out for y'all so y'all not in these stupid ass situations. Go ahead and continue, Godfrey.
But at the end of the day, it shows you the root of the problem with some of these dudes. Like when Cam Newton had that interview with I think her name is Cheyenne Bryan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude literally said out his mouth in that interview, I have 8 kids with 3 different women. Now, mind you, it's a couple of kids he inherited in a past relationship. So some of the women, they already had kids when he was dating. Even if that's the case, you tell the therapist you want more, then you top it off by saying, I'm taking my time with being married because my fear of marriage is lower than my chance of being divorced. Nigga, what did you expect? If you got 3 different women and 8 kids, that's 8 pounds to feed. I know niggas out here that ain't got no job and raw dogging these different women. And some of these women got to take care of these kids by themselves. Let me tell you a quick story. I went to a store down here because I currently live in Pine Hills. It's only for like short term here. So the reason I brought this up because I watched a single mother, and she went to this little Spanish restaurant. It's a Spanish like corner store. It's around the corner, like a 20-minute walk. I watched this lady, a single mother, buy a gallon of milk, $4 in quarters. A gallon of milk for quarters. And then she didn't have the money to pay for it. She had to use the rest of her debit card that barely had any money. She had to pay the remaining 98 cents with a debit card. this is the society that we live in. And y'all think it's okay to be raw dogging women because if you can't have them, nobody else can have them. Accountability is a two-way street. At some point in time, like, there need to be more male friends around these women's lives, not just to get some pussy, but to actually be an actual friend to these women. And we need to actually have women that actually are willing to listen to these dudes and try to let you know, hey, man, that nigga ain't no good. Back away from him. Stop trying to be around this guy. Stop trying to keep these toxic people around you because you fear being alone.
I mean, you know, this goes back to something I was saying. It always comes back to politics with me, you know, about them wanting to die. They don't care about food programs. They don't care about WIC. They don't care about, you know, making sure kids don't. I mean, the governor of our state rejected having food for kids. So you got to really be smart because you see, when the kid isn't loved, they go back and burn down the village.
Mm-hmm.
And so you really got to be careful. You know, you see these shows where they disparage, you know what I'm saying, Black people like Maury and stuff like that, where, you know, people not claiming their kids is so deeply dysfunctional. Your seed is one of the greatest blessings that you can ever receive from God, honestly. And the truth of the matter is, if we were more responsible as men, politically, with our seed, we weren't so reckless, we could build better communities. That's the number one problem in the community, is that we don't have a family structure. We don't care for each other.
Ain't at the households like they used to.
That's before the government came in and intervened and said, hey, get on these programs. We're gonna take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Just get on our programs. And guess what? A lot of women back in there, they fell for the programs. The number one program, they said the requirement was the baby daddy had to be out of the household, and then you get the Section 8, and then you get the food stamps, and then you get the WIC and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it does fall back to that, you know.
And let me add on to both y'all parents. And y'all already know this. I know Juggy, the political savvy mind he is. Before the public assistance or the food stamps, Black people were Republicans. They went to Democrat because of the public assistance. They're the ones who endorsed it. Now, if you're telling me, in order for the Black family or the mother to have some form of public assistance for her kids, the dad has to be out the house. And if he don't take care of the household, or if he don't have the money to provide the mother, he goes to jail. So you don't have the money, you don't have a dad in the household, but you got benefits. And what's that gonna last you about, what, 2-3 days? Because you know kids like to eat. Mama gotta cook. You gotta have lunch. You gotta go to work. So we got set up, literally got set up for the okie doke. We literally fell for the trap. Right in our faces.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about the crack epidemic. We can talk about like niggas on the fentanyl and shit like that. We can talk about hip hop. That's a whole nother story for another day. But at the end of the day, it starts at home. And at some point in time, the single mothers and the single fathers, no matter what it is, you got to take accountability for the decisions you're making. Because at the end of the day, the kids suffer more than you.
Well said. Well
said. Kids talking like they their parents' age. I wish a kid would talk to me like they my age or whatnot. And the back the dog shot. Ray Rice ass with 2 piece.
Yeah, let a little motherfucker try. I'll show you who OG and Triple OG is for real. But ladies and gentlemen, if y'all didn't get anything from this episode, I need y'all, number one, to please go out and vote and go out and make your voice heard. Number two, Black men and all men for that matter, protect your goddamn seed. These women are smart. Like Andre 3000 said on that song, on the international players anthem, these women are smart. So I need y'all to protect your goddamn seed. If you don't see yourself making this woman a wife, don't be trying to go up in her raw. Don't be trying to just shoot her up. Don't be all territorial, because that shit is going to come back on you at the end of the day. In some form or fashion, you're going to get your comeuppance for fucking it up for everybody else. On that note, fellas, I want to thank y'all for showing up and showing out. We had a great conversation. So all the men out there who were supposed to be here, we still got love for you. I'm not one to hold grudges, you know what I'm saying? So that being said, we about to wrap this thing on up. How can the people get in touch with you? Agape, how can the people get a hold of you?
Get a hold of me on TikTok, 504. Get a hold of me on Instagram, 504. And YouTube, look me up, New Orleans West.
All right, Juggy, how can the people get a hold of you?
At Twitter, at Threads, at YouTube. Type in Book of Clarity, just like you see on the screen. Book of Clarity, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. You can find me, Book of Clarity. There, I break down politics nationally, and I specialize in politics in my home state of Florida, where there's a lot of things going on and a lot of things to fix. And there's also actually things to look forward to. Let me show you how politics affects every single part of your life. Vic, thank you so much. The premiere of another season, my brother. You're on the up and up.
Yes, sir. This has been the season premiere. And ladies and gentlemen, if you got some thoughts on this episode, y'all holler at me, ladies and gentlemen. It's Liquor Talk Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, X and Threads is Real V Jones. Y'all just holler at me. Facebook is Liquor Talk. Y'all holler at me again if y'all got some threads. And any men podcasts, if you want to come on down and get the smoke and join the fellas, come on down, come holler at us. We'll see you on the next one. Liquor Talk, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in. We out this thing. Peace.
Pull out game.